all look good from back there, but you really look good from up here. The first thing I must say, good morning to the esteemed faculty and staff. Good morning to every proud parent, family member, friend, and invited guests from near or far. But most important, good morning to the Renaissance Charter School graduating class of 2010. I have 2 words for Karen: waterproof mascara. It's truly an honor to briefly address you on this treasured day, because it's no secret that I believe this particular group of young people is extraordinary. And I beg your forgiveness if I begin to cry at any point, because I seem to be doing a lot of that lately. I cried a few weeks ago as I remembered sitting in a Mexican restaurant across from a tiny 9-year-old Sabrina. And I remember thinking, that ain't even nibbling. She's never going to grow up, she's never going to have any kind of size if she doesn't learn to eat more than that. But I guess I was wrong, because now she's a tall, beautiful young lady. Tears came again last week when I recalled sitting on a school bus next to a round-faced, respectable Scot. As he explained to me the JFK assassination twice. And I remember thinking, it's a phase, he'll grow out. But the fact that his classmates named him the human timeline, that tells me I was wrong again. I cried more on senior awards night as I observed Rachel, my personal ray of light. And I recall that little girl who at 3 years old was so quiet and solemn that I believed she would never have many friends.
The truth.
So many of you, and I realized I was wrong on many levels. But I'll tell you what I wasn't wrong about. I remember seeing a little curly-haired boy with a big crooked smile and a personality that was so charming and engaged you right away. And I remember thinking, now that little Garcia boy. He's a heartbreaker and a mess. So should you. Don't deny the emotions that you're feeling today. Experience them and relish them. Some of you might feel anxious as you consider what the next step will be. And some of you are just plain relieved that high school is finally over. But whatever you feel, it's okay. I have no profound wisdom to share with you this morning, and I suspect that's why you've allowed me to spend this time with you. Know that I'll speak from my heart to yours and tell you the truth, and you're right. That's what I do. At the age of 17, my son Anthony was dealing with some angst or another, as people that age often do, and I counseled him by saying, who you are is who you'll be. Now there's nothing deep in that, but what I wanted him and now you to understand is that you, right now, are sufficient. You are enough. In fact, you're more than. You are diamonds.
Yeah, I know.
The you, yes you are. The you that lives on the inside has been properly equipped to handle that disagreeable roommate in the dorm. That you can deal with the unforgiving professor in the lecture hall and will have no problem dealing with that irritable supervisor at the office. Now as for the polish and further development of the you that is already so capable and complete, that's what I'd like to speak to you about. On senior awards night, I learned that every member of the class of 2010 had been accepted into an institute of higher learning. And we should all applaud. This is phenomenal, and we should feel pride individually and as a group. And it leads me to assume that each of you has determined the first step in your polishing process should be furthering your education. And that is really smart. Now, whether the education you seek is targeted to a particular area of study, like brain science, something like that, Mabelli is saying, or you have no idea what you want to major in, I just need you to remember two words, and that's flexibility and selfishness. Now, you've heard this said before. The major you choose as a freshman may not be the major you have as a senior. But let's take it a step further. The school you choose as a high school senior may not be the school you're in as a college senior. The career you choose when you graduate may not be the career you're in when you're 30. And the spouse or partner you choose when you're 30. Do you get the point? Life has, is, and will forever be a series of changes. Some planned for, but a great many unexpected. So learn about flexibility. Learn about liveness. I know Molly understands it, she's a dancer. But understand that we struggle when we feel bound or imprisoned. When we practice flexibility in our minds and in our spirits, nothing holds us. Every change, whether desired or undesired, is a brand new opportunity. Learn to stretch and give, because if you adapt that flexible attitude now while you're young, you'll understand when it counts that bending when the winds blow makes you less likely to break. But being flexible does not mean give up, ever. Once you make that decision, the one that you know is right for you, go for it. Be tenacious. Be fiercely selfish. That's right, I said it. Selfish. Love you. Be concerned about you. Look out for who? You. All right. Now, some people in the room, your parents, they might not appreciate what I'm saying right now, so before something nasty jumps off, let me excuse myself and talk to them, okay? Parents and teachers, I know that we've dedicated our lives to teaching these young people to be loving and giving individuals, and that was the right thing to do. It was important so our world would be a good, safe place for everyone, including our future grandchildren and your future students. We did good, because look at them now. They're beautiful. We planted that seed and we nurtured it, and now it has developed good, strong roots. It's time for us to step back and bask in the shade, right? Because if we're all truthful, being altruistic and giving is fine and lovely in its place. But too many of our lives went off course, attempting to please someone else and not ourselves. That's not a legacy we want to pass on. I'm just saying. Now, back to the graduates. Selfish. Somehow got a bad rap. When we hear that word, it has negative connotations. You all need to understand that used properly, selfish can be good. Selfish understands that friends who want to hang out on Thursday night won't be taking that exam for you on Friday morning. Selfish understands that I got to handle my business in the morning. So I'm going to get my party on until midnight, and if you ain't ready to go at that time, I'm out. Selfish knows that it's all right to say, no, I don't want to. No, I don't feel like it. And no, I will not. I'm sorry, I missed something.